there, so I'm here with Casey Oswinch at his farm, Honey Tree Farm in Conover, North Carolina, and what an amazing place here. Thanks so much for having me out.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And I just met Casey a couple weeks ago at a workshop, but you know, I've interacted with Casey quite a bit, and that's the coolest thing is we're only 2.5 hours from each other or so, and I really want to come see what Casey's doing. And I just want to show you another example of someone who's taken a sort of large backyard. You know, you're on like 4.5 acres, you said?
4.5, yeah.
4.5 acres. But really this is sort of applicable to a lot of different scales. And I love showing this kind of stuff, especially because you guys know what my farm looks like. And so you've been doing this for about a year now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we moved here last fall and started last October. Tori was working full-time and I was working part-time. Then all weekends, evenings.
It shows, man. This place is amazing.
Yeah.
You've done, man, a lot of beds here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've grown a lot of vegetables.
My back.
All right, so we're going to show you guys around a little bit, and I just want to highlight Casey's story and sort of, you know, his background and how he got into this and some of his goals and things you'd be, you know, pushing for.
Cool.
All right, Casey, can you tell me a little bit first about your background and how you got into farming?
Yeah, started landscaping in high school when I was 15. Went to school for horticulture. Did more landscaping, ran heavy equipment in the military, and then I did tree work as an arborist. And then Tori was an accounting, analytical person, and we read The Market Gardener for our own home garden because we were growing a lot of our own food. And then we just kind of were like, I think we could do this. So putting our skills together is something that's more meaningful to us, and here we are.
You said you had some other farming experience before you came here?
Yeah. We had the opportunity to help set up this like farm-to-table event business, and our part in it was the market garden. And so we sold everything, lived in a camper for a year, and set this thing up. We did meat chickens, we did layers, tons of other projects on the farm too, with other livestock and a lot of permaculture principles, swales, and all types of regenerative stuff and things of that nature. But
so how does that influence the way you sort of set things up here, or that was just a good experience for you?
Yeah, just thinking more about water management is probably the biggest thing. Keeping water around. So got things on too crazy of a slope, and everything is sloped a little bit because we can get 3 inches of rain in a thunderstorm, and I don't want that water sitting around too long because we get 46 inches of rain a year. Although we did just get out of a severe, well, we're still in a severe drought, but that's probably the biggest thing.
Okay, did that dictate how you set up your field blocks and irrigation and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the field blocks they're all 10 beds, and now that we've grown through a season and gotten more customers and things like that, we have 1 tunnel for each plot. And so there's 6 open beds and then 4 beds in a tunnel. So I can move the tunnel back from each end every other year, and it makes for easy irrigation. Just 1 row of wobblers and then drip in the tunnel, and the wobblers will irrigate these 6 beds. A little bit will get into the end in the tunnel, and that works out pretty well. So like, the tunnel behind us has salad, but it helps cool the plant when it's really hot.
So it's mostly overhead irrigation then?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay. And so what's this? You have 2 different tunnels set up right next to us here. So is this 2 different blocks?
Yep. Yeah. 10 beds here, 10 beds here, and then 10 beds behind us, and then the same direction back that way.
Okay. And these are, what's the length of them, these beds?
100
foot
feet.
beds.
Everything's 100 feet, 30-inch beds, 18-inch walkways. It's real standard.
Everyone's going to ask that, so.
Yeah, real standard. It's easy. The weed mat comes in 4-foot lengths. Farmer's Friend tunnels are already set up to fit 4 30-inch beds in there, so the less work in bed building and soil disturbance that I have to do just to accommodate a tunnel, or wondering where this one piece for this short field block is at. I had to do that before and it was really annoying. So.
All right, so let's go check out some crops you're growing.
Cool.
So Casey, what are some of your main crops? I see we're sitting next to some lettuce here. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Salad mix is definitely the biggest crop, and then also carrots. And collards are really starting to take off now too. But as far as what we sell the most of every week is definitely salad mix.
Okay. And what kind of lettuce are you growing right now, or does that change over the course of the year?
The Salanova is kind of the base mix, and then this is those are just mirror heads. And then if we need extra salad mix, I'll put it in with it. And I also use Johnny's All-Star mix and have like an extra bed of it as I get an extra order, I need to fill it, so it's like a new one. Then I'll mix it together. And yeah, then it's cheap seed, so if I don't sell all of it, I'll just flow mow it with the organic matter back in.
Cool. This lettuce looks awesome, Casey.
Thanks.
All right, and this is all transplanted?
Yeah, no paper pot.
Okay.
Transplanted. These are the carrots. They were seeded around late June, July, and our well is really weak, so we use the silage tarps white side up to get things to germinate. And I'm gonna mess you. So down here, this is beets, red beets. And yeah, really good germination. So what I do after this, it's like this. At nighttime, I'll pull the tarp off and water it, and then let them get established like overnight, in the morning, and into the day. So I don't want to pull the tarp off and have it be midday sunlight. You know, most of the summer was 90 degrees or above. So, but yeah, this is our second biggest seller. We sell a lot of carrots every week at the market. Sell a lot to restaurants. You know, the chefs use them. That bed's actually spinach that was germinated with the white tarp, but you can see it's not as full because one of the issues with the tarp is you can get it to germinate, but then the next step, and that even had shade cloth on it, granted it's spinach too, but keeping enough moisture with everything becomes the next challenge. So
you're selling at 1, 2 farmers markets now?
Yeah, 2 now.
Okay, and then some restaurants?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And has that been, what do you prefer to do, or you like the mixture of the two?
I like the mixture. Like the restaurants buy more in bulk, and it's cool to have the relationship with them. I know you deal with the chefs and stuff. Chefs are cool, but the market also has its benefits in the fact that you get to be like creating relationships with a bunch of different people and connects you to more people, and it's fun to talk to people. I like talking to people at the market.
So you're on a big black tarp. What's going on out here, Casey?
Yeah, this is for expanding and building new beds, and or taking a plot out of production to put it in cover crops. We've been growing on for a year now, potentially 2 years, and then switching the vegetable production to this one while that one rests.
So how much land are you on right now? How much are you growing on?
Half acre.
Okay, that's just the beds that you were talking about, right?
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
That's the 5 plots there. It's roughly a half acre. It's a little less. And then that has been built into beds where the white tarps are, and it's actually got covered crop seed under it right now that's germinating. And then this I'll build out probably in December and compost down, leave compost, amendments, and then just let it sit.
So this will be, you'll put this in production next spring?
Next spring, or cover crops for the bees, maybe summer cover crops for the bees.
Okay. So the decision on cover crops versus cash crops will be based on like how much you're looking to sell, or you?
Yeah, it's going to be based on a lot of how many more relationships we make at the market, how many more restaurants we can get over the winter, how much more production we need to do, because I could probably get more efficient at what we're doing before I go farther out.
So that's a pretty cool strategy. It gives you a lot of flexibility because, you know, you're preparing the ground ahead of time, so you're getting the benefit of taking your time with that and doing it the way you want to do it. And it gives you flexibility in that you could grow your market if there's a demand for it, or you can do some more cover crop work and just increase your soil and get it even better.
You can build soil and take something out of, you know, let something rest too. That's the big thing that I like the most about it.
Okay, so you were looking at 2 more of your 10 bed by 100 foot blocks here?
Yep,
cool.
40 by 100 is the total
space.
Yeah, length and width.
Very cool. Let's check out some other stuff.
Yeah, there's the bees. There's also one more hive on the other side of the house. These 4 hives are managed by Doug and Sylvia, some local beekeepers that set up next to us at the market. And yeah, we originally got into bees about 10 years ago, Tori and I, and that's what got us into thinking more organic and things like that. But
So bees was the gateway.
bees was the gateway.
Huh, usually it's chickens.
Yeah, while going to school for horticulture, and bees were the gateway.
All right.
My old boss had chickens too, but when he was like, you want to go check out the bees with me, I didn't even know he had them. That opened up a world of like, there's a lot more to how all this works than what I thought. This land here is our neighbors. They gave us access to use it. Chickens, well, kind of really whatever we need to use it for. They're really supportive. They help us out. Most likely, that'll be meat chickens over in this area. My friend's actually starting a...
That's a lot of pasture out there.
Yeah, and it's a great setup. It's actually already terraced out, like level in some areas. And then this whole spot up here would be layers. So gonna build a bigger coop, expand up from the chickshaw, and put a 2-inch ball on it so we can move it with something, because it's, you know, hills and all that. But Meat Bird's direct retail, and also a barbecue place that we deal with is opening a fried chicken spot, and he has a big idea for a whole pastured bird family like meal. So
have you done Meat Birds before?
we did 220 in 2018, and then we've raised our own for 3 years.
So you've grown for yourself and you've sold some.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it. I really enjoy raising them, and then processing day is kind of but if you get people there that help out and they're into it, it's a lot better.
So you got a beautiful flock here. You got 2 loud geese. You got a chickshaw. I'm already interested. Got a lot of heritage breeds in here, it looks like.
Yeah, this is Tori's deal really more than mine. She's a chicken mama, and I just feed them, help move them, and she gets all the eggs. Yeah, I like chickens. I'm not. If they were like following cows or something, I'd be more interested, but it's just like our home flock,
So are these eggs getting sold at market, or you guys are
yeah, we
eating
sell
most
them
of
to
these?
market, and we sell them to people that pick up on Fridays, and yeah, we never have enough.
So it looks like you got a lot of different breeds in here, and look, is there a duck in there?
Yeah, Khaki Campbell.
Okay.
She lays pretty good, so you know, save some duck eggs, make some pancakes every so often.
Oh, they're so tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had 3 duck eggs this morning.
All right, so what's that? The geese have names?
Geese. All right, this is our wash station. It's a bubbler, washer spinner for salad greens, and drying rack. Then the scale is over here with bags, and yeah, then the other side of this is the tool shed where we keep all the tools. And
So you have a lot of hand tools over there. You also have a BCS. Can you want to show me some of that stuff?
yeah, the BCS, this is what we use to build everything. All the initial plot starting was with this. This is the rotary plow. This is what we use to break all the ground for the plots. And then I use a rake and a shovel and string line to build the beds. So as little disturbance as possible, but just the nature of our soil here, we gotta break it up to build it. And then this is the BCS. This is the tiller with the PDR.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so if I put compost on, I'll do like a 1/2 inch and just level out the compost, not try and mix it in with everything. That works pretty well. And then, you know, if you need to use the big tiller for anything, you can. It'll go a 1/2 inch to 7 inches, but I rarely go over a 1/2 inch to an inch.
So you do that for your final bed prep after you put down compost?
Yeah, if I need to do more than raking, like if it's leaf compost that isn't broken up very well, I'll come through and just chop the top of the leaves up so it's level and flat so I can seed easier.
Okay. Does that tool live most of the time on the BCS?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's actually either this is on it or the flail mower is on it.
Oh, you got all the fancy tools.
Yeah, well, we got a deal on the BCS with the tiller and the flail mower.
Nice.
So
are you using the flail mower for cover crops, or are you using it for?
I use it for everything. If I'm flipping a bed, whatever it may be, I take this through and chop it up to basically nothing. And then depending on, sometimes I actually run this in to like cut it beneath the dirt, which isn't good for the blades, but That way you can just put compost on and seed right into that. But it makes for a quick bed flip. Or if something gets out of hand, no.
Or a crop that maybe you didn't need, or
Yeah.
gets eaten by bugs or something like that.
Yep.
Cool.
You know, and cover crops too, when we get to the point, whether it be mowing them and then tarping it or crimping them, transplanting into it. We need the organic matter, so it may be more of the mowing and tarping to get it worked in, and then just direct seeding on top of it.
All right, so favorite tool, Casey, what do you think?
Yeah. This is number 2. Number 1 is definitely the silage tarp.
Silage tarp, #1 tool on the farm.
Yes, because anytime you get in this point where you're like, what are we gonna do? Just tarp it.
Okay, I like it. And so what about this guy here?
Yeah, so this is the single wheel hoe from Haas, and it fits in your walkways real well. It's real easy to just come through. You're just cutting just like a regular hoe works. Taking the...
So one pass for your 18-inch walkways?
Yeah, and so I do it every Monday, so it's a little easier. There's not as much there. But even,
so staying on top of it is really the key.
Even for cropping things out, like this all-star bed, when it gets to the point where like you harvest from it like 2 or 3 times, it's so easy to just take this through and cut it.
And then tarp it?
Yeah, cut it and tarp it, or mow it, cut it, and then tarp it. And then like in a week, well with the heat of summer, in a week, pull it off. And then if you want to compost on top of it, like I got a leaf compost on here, but it makes for a quick bed flip.
Casey, thanks so much for having me out today. Your farm is unbelievable, and the work that you've done so far has been super cool. Where can people follow along with what you're doing now?
Yeah, everything, website, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is all Honey Tree Farm NC.
Okay, I'll put links down below for all those.
Yeah, just simple, Honey Tree Farm, North Carolina NC.
And if you're in the area, where can we find your produce?
Charlotte Regional Farmers Market, Hickory Farmers Market on Wednesdays, and then in the spring and summer, the Conover Farmers Market on Saturdays.
All right, is there anything else you want to say to my audience?
Subscribe to Josh's channel. He's about to be doing a lot of good work with a bunch of farmers like us, doing the important communication that we struggle with.
Thanks, Casey.
He's gonna be that guy.
Thanks, Casey. That was very nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to stand in between the two.
Hey there, so I'm here with Casey. How do you pronounce your last name?
Ostwinch.
Ostwinch?
Yeah. Ostwinch. Winch.
Okay.
Yeah. February.
Oh, no,
Last February.
you're talking quietly. Move this closer.
No.
That's all right. I'm always yelling at the camera. Hey there, so I'm here with Casey. I'm just gonna be yelling. You're not gonna be yelling.
Yeah. I don't talk loud.
Start that over. Stop shaking.
So particular. Engineer mind over here.
These are the good outtakes for the end.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so funny. Like I just hold the camera and people complain about shaking. You're like, stop shaking. It's so perfect.